Recently, I talked about NIO and why I thought NIO stock, it would be ridiculous to see NIO stock down at $1 or $2. I'm still seeing people in comment section talking about it. So I'm going to offer my thoughts on that here in just a second. But first, I want to point this out for those who don't know. This is the NIO site. We still don't have an update on the earnings call. And I'm wondering, cadence wise, based on March 5th being when they did it last year, I was thinking we would see it earlier in the month of March, in this year. But yesterday, I actually did this post because after I saw that Xiaopeng or XPEV and Li Auto are both reporting in mid-March. And I know from history, it seems like NIO tends to wait, whether it's on the monthly delivery side of things or the earnings, they seem to wait for the others to go first. So I wonder if maybe we won't see NIO report until later in this month of March. I wanted to make people aware of that. Also on that day, this is Monday, March 3rd, when I posted this tweet, I just mentioned or referenced the under 100 million trade volume plus elevated FTDs and NIO stock down. Not a surprise to me. This is one of the videos where I talked about the importance or significance of what I think are very powerful short-term stock price indicators for NIO. So I'll link that if you haven't seen it. But now let's talk about why I do think it's crazy, ridiculous, and very unrealistic that we would see NIO stock go down to $1 or $2. And as per my view on things, it's unconventional, but it also has to do with a lot of data and things I've been tracking over the last few years. So here is the stock price for NIO, represented by the yellow line. And it's taken shorts from NIO when it was about the $45 range in late 2021. It's taken shorts about 3.5 years with very poor sentiment for China and NIO stock to get it down to where it went under $4 a share. But that's also with spiking FTDs. That's also with very low trade volume. And so, for example, even on a day like today, where we've got low trade volume, once again, the stock price is down, and yet it's still not even at $4. It's above 410 as I do this recording. So even with sentiment being poor, perhaps as low as it's been, at least relative to, and considering that so many people are really short term with their view, and so they don't want to wait for this, or they already think that 3 years has been a long time to wait for it to go. We've got sentiment in play being negative for NIO. Shorts have obviously been in control of the stock price 3.5 years. The elevated FTDs, which, for example, on one of the recent days where we got the reports, and that was about February 12th-ish, there were fewer than 40 million shares of NIO stock traded that day, and yet it was reported that almost 2.5 million shares couldn't even be located, meaning there may not have been any available shares. Those could have been made up, created out of thin air, and used to suppress stock price. And yet we still haven't seen NIO stock even taken to the point of where it's, let's say, near $3. And that's why, for me, it just doesn't seem feasible or likely that we would see it go down. Now, if it could go down, I think it would take NIO probably needing a couple of years at least to get to profitability. And I don't think that's going to happen. NIO has suggested they think they're going to be profitable perhaps full year in 2026. But even with all those factors in play that I talked about, it's the best case setup and scenario for shorts, outside of NIO declaring bankruptcy. And I'll go in depth on a video and share why I don't think that is on the table and hasn't been for years, and what I've been tracking with respect to that, because it's not hard to do. But I don't want to go too long with this video. I just want to offer the concept overview and say, hey, it's taken shorts being in control of this thing for over 3.5 years with spiking FTDs, with very low trade volume, with sentiment perhaps being at its worst for NIO stock, and we're still above $4. And they still haven't been able to take it down to even $3. And those are just some of the reasons and some of the thinking. I think it's logical behind why it doesn't seem feasible or realistic that NIO stock could go to $1 or $2. If it could, then I think it would probably take years, but that's my take on it. I want to do the video and offer the thoughts, also get some feedback from others, because like I said, I'm seeing it in the comment section, folks talking about it, and I don't mind if somebody has a thesis. I'd like them to actually share it and offer it. But again, when I come back and share and show why I think that bankruptcy is not even close to being on the table for NIO, I think that is ultimately what crushes the short thesis. And so then when the company becomes profitable, I think that's where we see big moves up. If we haven't seen it by that time, I do think we'll see moves up for NIO stock before then, but that's content for another video. I just wanted to do a quick hitter on this. I will come back with insurance registration data because it is Tuesday, March 4th. We did get some in, and there's also some stuff, kind of bigger picture, that I want to tie in as well, but that'll be another video. So thanks for sticking around to the end if you, in fact, stuck around to the end. I'll see y'all again very soon.